Thank you. A lot of concerned people. And unfortunately, this isn't the only business that we're hearing about with this particular issue.
Yeah, in fact, just a few minutes ago, we asked Governor Whitmer what she would say to those workers and employers. Governor Whitmer, thanks for joining us today. First and foremost, we're getting inundated with emails of people talking about their employer maybe finding a loophole in the part of the stay-at-home order for their business. What would you say to some employers who maybe are finding a loophole and trying to keep their business open, and more importantly, those workers that are fearful of losing their job if they don't report to work?
Well, let me tell you this. Number one, the vast majority of employers in Michigan are going to do the right thing by their employees. I know that there is hardship associated with each of these orders, but I know this too. The rates of COVID-19 spreading in Michigan are growing, and we are growing exponentially. We saw today we are now above almost 2,300 cases. Just over 2 weeks ago, we were at 0. This is happening, and that's why everyone has to do their part. For any business, don't skirt the rules. Do the right thing. If you are not an essential life-sustaining business, you should be closed, and you should not put your employees at risk by staying open when you shouldn't be. It's really important for everyone that we do our part. Employees who are concerned about that should get in contact with local law enforcement, and it will come up through the state police. Here's what I know. Most businesses in the state of Michigan have to have some sort of a license from the state of Michigan. You don't want to put that at risk by staying open for a few extra days and exposing your employees to harm. So do the right thing, and employees who are concerned should definitely make a report. But I want to acknowledge the vast majority of Michigan businesses are doing the right thing, and that's really important. The best thing that we can do with the COVID-19, which is a novel virus for which there's no cure and there's no vaccine, and it's highly contagious, the best thing we can do is to stay away from one another, and that's why the stay-home order is so important. We are seeing the rates rise so dramatically. We don't have enough masks, enough gloves, enough face shields, or even swabs to conduct the tests at this point in time. So while we're going to see this number rise, our ability to combat it is severely compromised because of this. And that's why everyone really needs to do their part. There is not a generation that is, not susceptible to becoming sick. I don't know how many stories you've seen in the press, but there are stories of 30-year-olds who got a diagnosis and 5 days later they lost their battle with COVID-19. We don't want that to happen to more people than than already has, and that's why every one of us has to do our part.
For sure. Unemployment obviously getting a double whammy right now, an inundation of people filing and also the offices understandably being closed. A lot of frustration right now. It seems like the website may be just simply overwhelmed. Anything we can say to the people out there who are still trying to get on the website every day and just getting rejected from it?
Hang in there. We are inundated. We know that there are a lot of people out of work and that are filing for unemployment. I executed one of the orders to expand unemployment and make sure that it is available for 26 weeks as opposed to 20. That helps us draw down more of the federal dollars that are coming. You got to sign up. Please be patient. We know that in this time of stress that a lot of people are very worried, and it's totally understandable. We ask that you continue your efforts and know that we are working incredibly hard to make sure that everyone is served and that everyone is counted. And so when we get the ability to ensure that the support comes, that everyone gets the support they need.
Indeed. Obviously, school's being shut down for about 4 weeks. You take away a week of spring break, and right now, based on your date, which could be a moving target, obviously, we're looking at kids out of school for about 3 weeks. And unfortunately, there are some state and some federal restrictions that don't allow schools to require work to be done at home. Therefore, it's suggested. Therefore, there's a big question, obviously a moving target, as we said, if the kids were maybe to go back to school on the 14th and only miss about 3 weeks. Any plans yet if we're going to put it on the back end of the semester, or what the plans are as far as making up that work?
Yeah, so like parents across Michigan, I've got a couple of school-age kids. Yeah. One's a junior and one's a senior in high school. We are working with the legislature and with the Michigan Department of Education, as well as with our experts, those teachers and superintendents, administrators across the state, to make sure that we fashion a solution that actually meets the needs of our kids and also ensures that this school year can be in the books and that we can move on to the next if that's what we're going to end up having to do. So we're working really hard. I can't do this unilaterally. Each of these partners has to be a part of the solution, and that's where all of our efforts are being put right now when it comes to the education of our kids. I would anticipate there will be a lot more information on that in the coming week or so.
Okay, Governor Whitmer, we appreciate your time. I know you're busy, and we also appreciate the leadership you've shown us. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Be well. Play your part.